lefty bump.
Forward number 9, Lynn Williams. Defender number 12, Kristen Edmonds. Defender number 13, Brittany Taylor. Forward number 15, Jasmine Spencer. Number 16, defender Jaylene Hinkle. Number 19, defender Chelsea Stewart. And number 24, forward Jamia Fields. The Western New York Flash is coached by Aaron Lines. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce tonight's starting lineup for your FC Kansas City. Team captain number 13, defender Leanne Robinson. In goal, number 0, Caitlin Rowland. Number 2, midfielder Shay Groom. Number 3, defender Becca Moros. Number 5, midfielder Liz Bogus. Number 6, midfielder Jen Buskowski. Number 14, defender Y'all Averbush. Number 15, midfielder Erica Timrak. Number 17, defender Amy Lepelbit. Number 22, forward Sarah Hagan. And number 25, midfielder Mandy Laddish. The head coach is Vladko Andonovski, ladies and gentlemen, FC Kansas City. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the center of the field. Tonight, our colors are being presented by the Blue Springs High School JROTC. And now, please join us in paying respect to the Stars and Stripes as Courtney Rastifer sings our national anthem.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our thanks to the Blue Springs High School JROTC and Courtney Rastifer for tonight's national anthem.
And welcome to Swope Soccer Village in Kansas City, Missouri with Molly Dreska and Jillian Carroll. I'm Dave Stewart, getting ready for NWSL Soccer. FC Kansas City playing at their home facility on what's been a rainy day. However, the skies have cleared, and it looks like we'll have a nice night for soccer. These teams playing for the second time in less than a week. Of course, the match at Western New York won by Kansas City by that 1-goal count, coming in the 73rd minute when Liz Bogus was able to score. But there are lineup changes. Nicole Barnhart will not start in goal for Kansas City tonight. Instead, it'll be the rookie Caitlin Rowland, the rookie from UCLA. And Molly, what is it about this part of the schedule where it makes sense for Barney not to play?
Yeah, Barnhart got a little beat up last game. She made some amazing saves, and there's no doubt she's an amazing goalkeeper.
Fans, please
But
direct your
Rowland's
attention to the pitch
young
for
and
tonight's
youthful,
coin toss.
and I think it's a good time
Referee
to give her a
Daniel
little bit of
Chesky,
that
assistant
rest.
referees Benjamin
Flacco
Wooten
wanted
and
to
John
give her
Freeman, along
1
with
week
fourth
off
official
and have Rowland jump in and get some minutes. Rowland's a really good goalkeeper as well, having played at UCLA, and was the 17th overall pick in the 2015 NWSL draft.
She has a team history with the Nationals as you go back to U15s, U20s as well, but she'll make her professional debut here as well in this one against Western New York. Mandy Laddish, who assisted on the bogus goal in the 73rd minute, will get her first start, replacing Fran Silva. The one lineup change for the Flash, Joya is out. Chelsea Stewart will start instead. Also, formation-wise, FC Kansas City will go back to really what's kind of that foundation that Vlatko Andonovski likes, that 4-2-3-1 from the 4-4-2. We have seen so many offensive weapons with this team, but they're going to go back to just one striker up top, and that's Sarah Hagan, who really was creative in that match at New York.
I like seeing the two strikers, so Sarah Hagan has a little bit of extra support underneath her, but in a game like this, and especially after last week with Western New York Flash having 3 center midfielders, it's going to help out to have that extra defensive midfielder in Mandy Laddish.
Flash making their way out onto the field. FC Kansas City wearing pink shirts tonight. They will auction these jerseys off, and there's a live auction in a tent to the north of the field until the 75th minute. You can make a bid, and of course all of the money goes to the Allie Kemp Foundation, and it's something that the organization feels really good about, giving back to the community in that way. Leanne Robinson will wear the captain's armband in this one, as FC Kansas City is in position to at least temporarily take over first place in the league. Chicago is 1 point in front of them. Red Stars will play on Friday. Robinson is your captain, one of the old reliables who can really play either side in the corner, right back or left back. She will play on the right side with Becca Moros over on the left side. Amy LaPel, but probably the most valuable player to date for FC Kansas City as Western New York begins by kicking it out of bounds, and quickly Leanne Robinson will throw it on the boundary, try to find Shea Groom, and she does. Henkel was there, surrounded Groom. The ball will roll through to the goalkeeper, D'Angelo, giving up just that one goal when these teams met less than a week ago at their place. It's one of the games where the Flash still has to wonder how they didn't score. 19 shots, 8 on goal. They had an early opportunity when Edmonds hit one off the crossbar. FCKC will get it back, and possession really controlled it, first half in particular. When you guys went back and looked at the tape from that game, was there some kind of a constant theme of the first half, why they were so successful, at least moving forward with the ball?
Yeah, I think FC Kansas City really wants to focus on 2 things this game. The first is just to make sure they're getting stuck in on 50-50s. I think that was something they really felt like they could have done better in the last game.
Laskowski will turn it around. Some pressure behind her. That's Avra Bush. With space. Sends it all the way across, trying to find the head of Sarah Hagan. A bit too tall. Flash will get it back. That's Kristen Edmonds playing it to the keeper, D'Angelo. A 2.0 goals against average this year. 15 saves on a 1-3 team. That ball is loose. Good work by Amy LaPelvet there with bumping Jasmine Spencer. LaPelvet has been the most valuable player for this team. Able to come back from that knee injury that cost her a year and a half. And she is fit. She is focused. Had a great save at about the 63rd minute at New York. That's Shea Groom making a run. Hinkle is on her hip. Groom able to keep it out and now lose it, but FC Kansas City will throw it in from there. Leanne Robinson will likely handle some of the corner kicks. Typically that would be Lauren Holiday. She's one of the 4 players away with the national team training in California. This time Hinkle does take it from Groom, playing it back and kick through. Shea Groom, a terrific player, great speed, has that burst. The tactical side of the game is the part that she's learning now as a rookie. There's Sarah Hagan surrounded, goes down. Unable to get it to Mandy Laddish, but Leanne Robinson is there. Avra Bush with pressure from Williams. And Lapelbit goes back to the rookie keeper, Caitlin Rowland. Playing her first professional game here tonight. 33-year-old Nicole Barnhart getting a break. Timrak, Laddish, now they switch the field. That's Lapelbit. As Becca Morris left side. Jemiah Fields defending on the boundary. And over top, Rowland will come to the edge of the 18 and handle.
And that's the other thing that Adanovsky was really encouraging in the pregame talk. He wants the girls to switch the point of attack way more than they were able to do last weekend.
Good touch, Robinson. Shea Groom heading it over, trying to find Timrak, taken away by the flash. That's Buis, Samantha. Of course, we know her sister Kristen as well. Shea Groom comes out of there with it. Sam, a 5'11" player from UCLA. We'll say that a lot if we make college references. And a bump from behind, Shea Groom. And a foul. Buis will back off and let Jaylene Hinkle from Texas Tech, one of the young players. 5 draft picks made the team. And a Flash team that looks dramatically different from a year ago. Long ball, had a collision there. Williams and Rowland running into each other. Rowland directing traffic, and it's a different voice in goal coming out. It's got to be a different sound for the girls in the back. Williams tries to flip it forward. Now it'll go through the back line and a goal kick.
I think one of Rowland's best qualities is just her confidence. And as a goalkeeper, you need to have that because your teammates are going to believe in you when you believe in yourself.
Sarah Keene was able to get some action last year as a rookie. Could not to continue her professional career, so another rookie getting a chance here with Barnhart getting a night off. The ball will sail through. FC Kansas City throw in on the side. Becca Moros. Becca's done everything they've asked her to do, and an aggressive player, but plays under control. We did see Finn Viskowski getting a yellow last week against the Flash. That's Avra Bush. Plays it wide, Robinson. Back to Robinson. Tamrak open briefly in the middle of the field, just outside of the center circle. I guess it's no surprise, really, Molly, when you look at all the players from UCLA in this league, and players we'll see here tonight. Great tradition there. There's Hagan with a challenge on the side taken by the Flash.
Yeah, well, the Western New York Flash is a pretty young team right now. They've got about 5 or 6 national champions running around out there.
And of course, UCLA, one of the championships they didn't win. It may be arguably the best team in college soccer not to win.
And they lost that game to Florida State, and they've got several players from Florida State out there as well.
Got Jemiah Fields with the game-winning goal to the College Cup. Good battle. Shea Groom wanting to have none of it with Chelsea Stewart there, who will throw it in. Try to find a chest, and she does. Now taken. Avra Bush and Robinson there. Getting it away from Lynn Williams. Back in the middle, Amy Lapelbit. What a great response from the crowd as she was able to play last year and get some rhythm back. And very valuable at center back with Becky Sauerbrunn away with the national team. Kate Dyna selected not to play after being overseas. Of course, you see her every day in training. Her fitness, her level of confidence, her contribution is at a very high level at this point. FC Kansas City wearing their pink jerseys that are being auctioned away here tonight. The 4 national team girls do have jerseys that will be auctioned as well. The difference is they're not going to be wearing them. Still available for a donation to a local charity, the Allie Kemp Foundation, helping to teach young women self-defense. Ball in the middle. Jasmine Spencer loses it. Push forward. Hagan plays it back now. In the middle, Timrack now. Robinson to Shea Groom. Maybe not the touch she wanted, but able to get it back to Avra Bush. We're scoreless here after these teams played a 1-goal differential. FC Casey losing it. There's Mewis with some space. Buskowski and Avra Bush. Williams was there. And Becca Moros with Fields stalking her. Will play it back. FC Kansas City with a 3-game win streak with a chance to move past Chicago. And Vlatko Andonovski says in a 20-game season, he figures 38 points wins the league. If you look at soccer all over the world, typically if you get 1.9 points per game, you have an opportunity. There's Lynn Williams again with space, but blocked inside by LaPelbit. Flash able to keep it. Williams again swinging it, looking for Fields, but a nice job by Becca Moros to come up and defend. Ball headed out by the center back, LaPelbit. Spencer attempting the cross, and Fields not able to run it down. We did have some rain here this morning, but may not be the reason that Becca Moros lost her feet. Field looks terrific. Natural grass surface. FC Kansas City able to train on it once a week. Does it feel more like you have a home field when you get to practice here on it?
Yeah, I think it's nice to be comfortable in your environment, so when you're getting to practice in the same facilities that you play matches on, it makes it a little bit more easy.
Flash play it left now. That's Jaylene Hinkle. Too tall for Spencer, but Western New York will keep. Spencer again. Mewis, pressure from behind. That's Mandy Laddish. Taken by FC Kansas City. Here comes Erica Timrack. Pressure behind her. And Mewis takes it away. Samantha Mewis tries to find Jemiah Fields, who will just be able to keep it in play. Fields crossing, headed, and Roland was there. Boy, good opportunity that time. Lynn Williams did a nice job to set that up in a dangerous spot for the Flash, but Western New York, like they were so many times last week, denied.
It's a good through ball by Mewis, finding the outside player, but I think Rebecca Moros would probably like to have that one back to try to get a touch on that ball and not let it through.
Caitlin Rowland will handle the kick from there. Scoreless here in the 11th minute. Liz Bogus with 2 goals in 2 games, getting the game win the last time these two teams played at Salem Stadium. Bogus is fun to watch in training, as serious as she is, a little bit like Heather O'Reilly, who is wired pretty tight when it comes to training. O'Reilly, one of the 4 players away training with the national team in California. Saw today they sold 21,000 tickets already for the 2 matches on their way to Canada for the World Cup. Matches to be played here on U.S. soil. There's LaPelbit with good pressure that time. Andy Laddish has space as the Flash drop on defense. And a bump from behind, Jasmine Spencer. And a foul as Laddish goes down. Timrack Groom will come over, and Erica Timrack will take it. Sarah Hagan at the top of the 18, just outside, as Western New York tries to organize here in the 12th minute. Amy LaPelbit. Pardon me, that's Avra Bush. Nice job going up in a dangerous play. Boy, D'Angelo went up in the air and got spun, and 3 players are down. Part of the life of the goalkeeper with Sabrina D'Angelo going horizontal to the ground. Jemiah Fields down as well.
And Liz Bogus didn't look like anybody backed out of that play.
Yeah, one of those plays where the goalkeeper has no choice but to really get horizontal to the ground like that and showed no fear. And keep in mind, this is one of the many young players given a chance for the Flash this year. Just turned 22. A rookie on this team who spent time with the Canadian Nationals at the under 20 level. And you know, one of the players that FC Kansas City looked at in the draft coming out, you weigh the pros and cons. That's an international spot. Being from Canada, she played collegiately at South Carolina. But in the 3-year history of this league, the NWSL, that's the 7th goalkeeper to play for the Flash. D'Angelo able to sit and now get up to one knee, but not all the way up yet. And here's another look at free kick. She got undercut by Liz Bogus. And then you have friendly fire all the time. Alexi Lawless knocked out Tony Miolo's teeth. They were on the same team at the same time. But when that ball is alive down in there, and it was just outside of the 6-yard box, anything can happen. She still doesn't appear to have her wits about her. This will obviously add some time at the end of the first half. That match at Western New York, they added 4 minutes at the end of regulation. And D'Angelo with that slow walk to the sideline. And we will have a substitution. D'Angelo's game will be over at this point. Chantel Jones will be another goalkeeper to play for Western New York. And Jones will get action right away, putting the ball in play. And don't know if D'Angelo has a broken nose or a bloody nose, but she is holding, pardon me, that's Liz Bogus, who's walking in front of the bench for Western New York with a pretty good collision there. So Bogus is out temporarily. Liz Williams losing it. Puskowski now, Leanne Robinson. Physical nature of the goalkeeping business, witnessing that early here in the first half. And a scoreless match at Swope Soccer Village. 9 days until the next time they return to the field to play against Chicago, currently number 1 in the league. Spencer tried to slide it to Williams, and Leanne Robinson will kick it out of play. All settled, good pressure. Avra Bush behind. Puskowski there to block. Jasmine Spencer let it rip, and Puskowski able to send the ball all the way out to Goalkeeper.
It's interesting seeing Jasmine Spencer in this holding midfield role. She's in the past more frequently played up top, so having her in behind like that, she's so fast, so she's able to take so much space, but now she said she's still adjusting to the new position.
Yeah. Typically you would expect to see her up top. And Liz Bogus will change jerseys one for another. No doubt she had blood on the first one after that collision with the goalkeeper. Sabrina D'Angelo not able to continue. Chantel Jones in net for the duration. Corner kick, flash, first one of the game. Hewis went up, not able to get it. Cleared nicely by Shea Groom, but back to the flash. And a counter the other way. Shea Groom onside with pressure. That's Henkel. Groom sitting at left foot. Andy Laddish. And she'll play it back to LaPelbit.
That was great pressure by Groom to step into that ball and win it for her team. And
Yeah,
good to know to turn back and keep it.
yeah, one of the spots that you really would like to get her into with her speed and try to make a run on the right side. Well, Bogus is back in, but with a generic jersey, won't have a number or her name on it. FC Kansas City playing a man down briefly as Bogus was able to get the nosebleed stopped and get a clean shirt on. Wiskowski back to LaPelbit. Scoreless 19th minute. FC Kansas City undefeated on this field. They did lose technically a home game, the opener at Sporting Park, beginning of the season. Laddish plays it back, Avra Bush. Very technical player who's been around this league a bit. Not able to connect with Becca Morris, and ball rolls out. Kristen Edmonds will throw it in for Western New York. With this Flash team dramatically different from what we saw last year, isn't it? Sam Kerr gone, Carly Lloyd, Abby Wambach.
Yeah, they had 16 new players added to their roster this year.
Yeah. How tricky is that when you try to find, you talked about the chemistry being so good for FC Kansas City that I think it would take a while to gel a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to get a fresh start, though.
Sydney LaRue on this team, but of course away with the Nationals at the moment. Rough start for Western New York, losing that first one to Seattle 5-1. Spencer has it taken away. Robinson, Andy Laddish with a touch from Groom. Back to Laddish, who's from Kansas City, getting a professional start after assisting on the game-winning goal to Bogus at Salem Stadium. Ball will go off Erica Timrack, and Hinkle the throw-in, the rookie from Texas Tech. Really aggressive coming out of that corner. Boy, they attack from the back when they can. And Robinson gets in the way, finds Shea Groom, really bunched up now on the right side. Hagan plays it back to Groom on the boundary. Marked by Hinkle. Back to Robinson, who sends it across, switching the field, Amy LaPelbit. Maybe one of the advantages of having a veteran roster when your national team players away. FC Kansas City definitely has some players who have been there. Sarah Hagan has space, setting it back post, trying to get it to Liz Bogus, but can't connect. Running it down is Kristen Edmonds. Well, Hagan had a beautiful cross that accounted for Shea Groom's first goal down at Houston. Hagan hasn't scored a goal yet this year, but it will come. The main thing sometimes, Molly, you just keep it simple, try to hit it on frame.
Yeah, I think so, but Hagan's also been so important with assists this year. She had that great pass to Amy Rodriguez to get the goal against Seattle.
There's Bogus. Hagan not able to get there. Andy Laddish, the pressure. Good speed. There's that move by Hinkle coming out of the back. Williams crosses it. Jemiah Fields, Florida State represented. 22nd minute now. It remains scoreless. Quite a collision earlier with D'Angelo coming out. Nice cross far post, just a bit too tall. As Robinson will run it down, try to find Jasmine Spencer Far post. Had a good challenge that time. Western New York spot of the field. Where they did, we talk about the 18 shots and 8 on goal. But a lot of those, they pulled the trigger from far away, from distance.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a ton of shots last game. I think it was 19 shots to FCKC's 7. But like you said, they were dangerous because they were decent shots, but they weren't really getting anything too close in behind. So I think that's a positive for FC Kansas City. Edmonds doesn't seem like she's been getting up as much in this game.
Brittany Taylor tries to send it through. Shea Groom keeps it in play. Hinkle was there to watch. Robinson, nice turning around is Erica Timrak, who has Bogus on a run left side. One lefty on this team, Bogus. Robinson good with both. There's Shea Groom with space. As Bogus trying to make a run. Far post. Groom dribbles in. And Chantel Jones was there. And we'll have a corner kick for FC Casey. Leanne Robinson will come down and take that. How different is it when you change from the old reliable when Lauren Holiday are used to her taking all of the corners we've seen? I think Timrak's taken a couple, Leanne as well.
Yeah, Holiday had a great assist in USA's last match. Putting it right in near post to Julie Johnson.
Robinson will take a left-footed. Pink shirts all over the 6-yard box, and a nice job by Jones to go up and get it. Got a pink shirt nearby. Jasmine Spencer will have a foot race to the back corner. Becca Moros is there now. Lapel, but Robinson drop. Buskowski as well. Shot by Mewis, blocked by Mandy Laddish.
And that's what Mandy's so good at. She makes that recovery run all the way back and prevents them from getting that shot off. And I think that was one of the major reasons that Adanovsky put her in the lineup tonight. They needed that energy.
Buskowski with the good pressure taken away from Chelsea Stewart and a whistle. Yeah, when Laddish got here last year, she finished the term at Notre Dame, and so she was behind in having the familiarity with this team. But also consider how well FC Kansas City was playing. It was going to be difficult to, find a spot and get any minutes there. And being here for the beginning of preseason, it's like a whole different player.
Mandy's that player that just works as hard as anyone on the field at every single training. So it's good that it's paying off for her. She gets the start tonight.
Caitlin Rowland will let it fly with maybe a bit of a breeze at her back. Flag pretty limp at this point. Brittany Taylor, one of the few players back from Flash that we recognize on this roster of a year ago. Ball will go the other way for Western New York. Taylor was here, Edmonds was here. We saw Jasmine Spencer and some of the other players we know from other places. Ashley Nick was traded to Western New York this week from Houston. Started a couple of games for the Dash. Presley went the other way.
Several former Houston players on this team, and Becky Edwards was traded the same trade as Whitney Engen.
Yeah, it was going to be really a challenge with travel and a road game to be able to get any time at all together with your team and train, and it would have been a lot to ask to have her come out, and she still could, but she not in the starting 11 here tonight. Spencer settles. Slide tackle, Buskowski leaving her feet. Ewis, pressure from Timrak, keeps it, turns it. Plays it back to Goalkeeper. Now in the corner, Kristen Edmonds. On a bounce, settled by Williams. The ball blasted on the ground. FCKC and get a good spot there to defend. Ball loose again, Hinkle. And Leanne Robinson took the brunt of that. Flash keep it. Shea Groom can't take it away from Hinkle. Shea and Hinkle would have played against each other at an early point in their college careers. Let's go to Jillian Carroll on the sidelines. Jillian?
Very exciting to watch the through ball attempts from FC Kansas City. We're bound to get one sooner or later. You saw the collision on a through ball. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper was replaced. Bogus is back in. We've got the ball to Shea. Shea Groom's feet a couple times. She's displaying incredible maturity, taking one-on-one options as they come, also keeping possession as they come. So I'll throw it back to you. Hopefully we'll keep more possession and the intensity is rising. Thanks so much, Brad and Molly.
Jillian, thank you. Ball will roll back to the keeper. Jones replaced D'Angelo. '28th minute here. Again, the big lineup news for the day with Caitlin Rowland getting a start in goal. Nicole Barnhart getting a break with FC Kansas City not playing again until 9 days from now against Chicago. A nice ball play right in front, but directed to the keeper. 5'11" Rowland goes up to get it. Buis was there, but the keeper was in position. Pressure by Williams on lapel, but that's Liz Bogus. Goalkeeper. Jamia Fields. Fields spinning. Flash keeping it. And they'll play it all the way back to the keeper. Western New York 1-3 on the season. That one victory against Boston. And Shea Groom goes down hard and will limp a bit. And good spot in the field for FC Kansas City here to threaten.
Miss hit by Jones. Groom picks it up and again does a good job attacking with speed and drawing that foul.
Now we know Avery Bush can hit it with tempo from there. All of her options are to the left. Pretty much parallel with Piskowski. Now Hagan makes a run. And just over the top of Hagan, who might have been in a position to shield the keeper for just a second, but Jones handled it easily. Talking about Chicago being in first place, that's a team that FC Kansas City hasn't seen yet. Still have a home and away with them coming up. And a regular season shortened to 20 games this year. The World Cup to come. The goal is to still be playing past the 4th of July for the United States team. Expect Amy Rodriguez to be a major contributor. Becky Sauerbrunn, Lauren Holiday, Heather O'Reilly has seen time in the past. Kristen Press is currently in her spot and playing out of position a bit, playing back to the midfield. Headed forward, Averbush. Moros will circle back and it goes through lapel bit. Good roll and handling. She has Averbush that side. Mandy Laddish. But it's been a nice night for soccer after threatening weather all day. We have been able to luck out and get a good window here between storms. Pressure again from Spencer. Very aggressive going that way. Pelbit to Moros connecting now. Erica Timrak. FC Casey playing it patiently. There's one of those long balls from Bush. Hagan trying to get an angle and tap the ball past the keeper with Brittany Taylor running side by side as the Flash replacement goalkeeper was able to meet the challenge. Bush tries to run it down. Williams is there. And Rollins will take it. Good pressure from Williams. Now Mewis and Buskowski. Andy Laddish. I think some of the FC Casey players felt like this is the way that it their place. Not that it was chippy, but they play through the body a lot. Contact. Buskowski did get a yellow in that one. Settled on the boundary. Leanne Robinson tries to make a run. Has Hagan in the middle. Ball deflected back. Buskowski and Jasmine Spencer will go down. There'll be a talking to, but no need for a card on that. Just the way Buzz plays, isn't it?
Tough tackle. I think Western New York Flash is definitely a team known for being blue collar and hardworking, and like you said, you definitely saw that last game. And FC Kansas City was looking forward to getting them again just a few days later so they can win 50-50s and be a little bit tougher.
Jones will play it right, coming out. Beginning the 34th minute, may have 3-4 extra minutes tacked on at the end of the half after the stoppage with Bogus and the D'Angelo collision. Cost Western New York their goalkeeper. Bogus spent a couple of minutes on the sideline, but did return. Robinson to Laddish. Yeah, I'd like that blue collar approach. That's good, and especially with a team that has completely reinvented itself roster-wise. Why not? Every game's kind of an audition, isn't it?
I think Brittany Taylor, actually, who just had the ball, is the definition of that player. Tough player.
Taylor had a couple of game-winning goals for this Flash team a year ago. Great work rate. Played at UConn. 27-year-old makes her one of the older players on this team. That all over top of lapel, but handled on a bounce by Rowland for FC Kansas City. Tamarack sliding it through to Bogus. It's Becca Moros. Has Hagan in the middle. Trying to get through two defenders and bump down from behind. Boy, talk about Brittany Taylor and on cue. Knocking Sarah Hagan to the ground.
That's exactly what FC Kansas City is looking for, though. The overlapping run from Becca Moros. Adamowski was talking before the game, just saying we need to get our outside backs forward, because when they get forward, that's going to make Western New York have to drop back on the outsides even more. And I think that's happening, especially with Edmonds on that side.
And, yeah, booking for Brittany Taylor, getting a yellow. Fair call?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to see it again. I'm not quite sure on the yellow, but it's definitely a tackle. It looked like it was a little bit from behind.
Bush will handle again. Most of the players to her right, Bogus to the left, Buskowski behind. In addition to Becca Morris in the event of a ricochet ball and a counter the other way. Here's another look at the ball through from Moros, and you just kind of see the tail end of that. Bush just over the top, just skimming the crossbar. Chantel Jones going up with it, but not getting a finger on it. It'll be a goal kick for the Flash here in the 36th minute.
Bush is getting pretty close on these free kicks. She stays after training pretty frequently, working on them. Can't wait to see one of them go in.
Yeah, she's got that combination of great technical skill and a powerful leg.
It's nice seeing her in the back line these last couple of matches, too. Because she can keep it playing the outside backs, but she could also look forward, find somebody running through, like Hagan. Yeah,
Blatko has to get creative with the roster omissions. Shea Groom goes down. U.S. runs past. Another spot of the field for FC Kansas City to put themselves in position. Shea Groom is fast. She is not big. Ava Bush again. Again, Robinson to the right. Everybody else, with the exception of Moros and Buskowski, protecting the back. Groom makes a run. Far edge, headed by Sarah Hagan. Mewis will head it out. That's Hinkle for the Flash. And no damage done, although FC Kansas City will restart here in the 37th minute. Give it another shot. Becca Moros plays it to Bogus. 2 goals in 2 games. Getting a game winner last week at the Flash's home field. Bogus battled some injuries last year, but healthy this year. And Andy Laddish now tries to dump to Bogus. Has Sarah Hagan in the middle. Plays it in the air. There's Shea Groom on the head. Bogus will, Buskowski. Flip back inside. Leanne Robinson. The Flash come out of there with it. That's Samantha Mewis. Good play by Becca Moros. Get in the middle of that. It was Amy LaPelbit. Turned by Lynn Williams. Back to Mewis. Listed at 5'11". She is every bit of that. Jamia Fields tries to run it down and can't in time. And FC Kansas City will take it from there. Boy, much different feel from this first half to what we saw a week ago. Roland waits for Ava Bush to go in position. That time, Groom can't control on her head. Settled by Groom. Back to Leanne Robinson. Velvet to Moros, ahead to Bogus. 39th minute. All skipped a bit there. Lynn Williams. Back to Roland. To this point, she hasn't had a difficult challenge, but she's been able to handle everything so far.
Nice 45 minutes to ease in to her professional debut.
Yeah, you just want to get that first one out of the way, don't you? Just, be able to breathe and relax and say you've done it once. Sarah Keene last year, when she filled in, it was like a different player afterwards. You do a good job in training, but to go out to do it in a game is a whole different thing. And she seemed to have a lot more confidence after that. Roland will roll it out to Ava Bush. To Robinson. Now switching the field, Amy LaPelbit. Middle, Jen Buskowski. Buzz and LaPelbit playing every minute of the regular season so far.
It's a good play by Mewis to get her body on the inside of Timorak to keep that ball for her team.
Ava Bush goes up high with Williams. Ball in the air taken by FC Kansas City, given away now. Mewis to Jasmine Spencer. Pressure from behind. Robinson took it away from Chelsea Stewart. A couple of balls. She hasn't greeted that ball out front. And in turn, FC Kansas City took advantage. Too far out in front that time for Laddish. Here comes the Flash. Chelsea Stewart. Ball skipped just a bit and escorted out by Ava Bush. FCKC throw in. Robinson's best choice is Buzz. Back to Ava Bush in the middle now, the center back. By all accounts, the MVP of this team so far, Amy LaPelbet. Maybe even with all of the national team players in the mix, Pelbet has done a great job for this team so far. Her versatility on the back line. Goalkeeper sends it out. Headed forward by Williams, but she won't be able to run her own ball down. She will pressure the keeper rolling to make a play, and does. Ankle pressure on Shea Groom from behind. Mandy Laddish in the middle. There's bunched up in the middle on the left side of the field. Open space on the right. On the edge is Sarah Hagan, who tries to make a run. And it'll be a goal kick. Now, a couple of weeks ago when I went to training, there was a drill and a lot of conversation about when the ball is inside the 18, play those balls on the ground as opposed to in the air. Why is that more effective at in that part of the field when you're attacking, to have the ball on the ground and close?
Yeah, obviously if the ball is played in the air, you're going to have to settle it or just get an amazing volley on the ball. When it's on the ground, it's just an easy tap in.
Hagan will turn it. Spencer there and dispossessed. Flashed the other way. Lynn Williams back middle to Mewis. Pushes it as Fields will not be able to run it down. Becca Moros. It's been a nice transition at left back this year. Coming in as a first-year player for Kansas City. 44th minute. We are scoreless, as we were when these teams met last week, and the offside flag will go up. Nope, not offsided.
It's like there might have been some contact on Sarah Hagan off the ball.
Yeah, she's probably used to that, don't you think? Ava Bush has Leanne Robinson. So was the goal to be a little bit more possession oriented compared to last week?
That's
what
the goal.
we've seen. Yeah.
That was the goal, and that's what they're doing. Trying to pick and choose the right moments to advance the ball and when to keep it.
Try to slide it through. Liz Bogus was there, taken away by Western New York. Williams went up high, and 3 minutes added, 3 minutes extra time here in the first half.
FCKC fans, the voice officials indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time and a half. 3 minutes.
Velvet to Groom. Able to turn Hinkle. Hagan patiently waiting to stay onside. Miskowski flips it in the middle. He was the tallest target. Able to go send it the other way for Western New York. Chelsea Stewart. Jasmine. Back to Hinkle. Flash it all the way to the back line with Kristen Edmonds. Neither team in attack mode at this point. You think they're both going to be happy to go in scoreless?
I think everyone wants to go into halftime a goal up, but
but nobody seems to be pushing that way. Yeah, be up 1, be up 5, whatever. Doesn't seem to be a great sense of urgency to go that way. Brittany Taylor back to the keeper, Chantel Jones, who was an injury replacement with Sabrina D'Angelo. What'd you say the injury was? A shoulder?
yeah, we were able to get in touch with the trainer. It looks like it's just a shoulder injury, but for her right shoulder, but there's no preliminary diagnosis on severity yet. So she's just icing it down and arms in a sling for precautionary reasons.
Now that's Abby Dullcamper, who's down to the far side of the field, able to get up slowly. She'll get medical attention briefly here. Yeah, there's probably not a good shoulder to land on, but especially if it's your distribution arm, that's even worse. D'Angelo, the two-time All-American at South Carolina. And Goalkeeper.
Caution has been issued to FCKC number 22, Sarah Hagen, in stoppage time.
So we're even at yellow cards apiece now. Sarah Hagen getting one. Sometimes that's the build-up, isn't it? You take it, and and you give one back. Long ball ahead, and pink shirts to the goalkeeper there waiting. Way too long for Lynn Williams. Becca Moros will try to find Sarah Hagen, who heads it forward. Erica Timrack not able to run upon it. And Jones will send the ball to the side as we have played 45 minutes plus of scoreless soccer. FC Kansas City and Western New York, pretty much like we were a week ago. So you think, for the most part, FC Kansas City has executed their game plan?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit different than last week's match in the sense that it seems like FC Kansas City had the majority of the possession in that half. But at the same time, it's still 0-0.
Nicole Barnhart getting a day off, which will really mean quite a break for her when you consider from last Friday to now, and then that 9-day gap before they play Chicago. So the veteran goalkeeper able to get a nice break here as we have played one half of scoreless soccer. FC Kansas City in a position to take over first place with a win here, just trailing Chicago by a game. Red Stars playing on Friday. Let's take a break here at halftime as FC Kansas City and Western New York head for the locker room in a scoreless match. Back at about 10 minutes.
Borden Cheese, you're supporting over 1,000 dairy farm families in Missouri and Kansas who are part of a farmer-owned cooperative. Borden Cheese, supporting local dairy farm families 100%. The Samsung Galaxy S6 and the Galaxy S6 Edge are now available through Verizon. You can receive up to $200 when trading in your smartphone for the latest Samsung devices. Switch to Verizon today and you'll also receive a $100 bill credit. Come to Verizon and watch the savings add up. Verizon, never settle.
But we need to get more chances going forward.
We have a lot of through balls going. I know we're going to connect on one of them. Who are you looking for? Obviously Sarah and Shay.
Honestly, anyone. Bogey on the left, Shay on the right. Even if Mandy or Buzz want to make a run forward, play them through. We'd have to mix it up and make it kind of unpredictable.
All right, thank you for your time. We'll see you next half. Thank you, guys.
Fresh and smelling like Tide. Tide Dry Cleaners. All right, now let's head down to the field where Mix 93.3 Steve Serrano has an exciting contest from our friends from Borden Cheese.
All righty. Thank you, Ed. We're going to have some fun. We're getting all situated with our friends from Borden Cheese. We've got 3 cheesy characters that are going to be helping us out. No pun intended. I'm just reading the script exactly how it's written. But we've got 3 cheesy characters that are going to be helping us out. Representing in red is the delicious Borden mozzarella cheese. Make some noise for the Borden mozzarella cheese for helping us out right over there. In green, it's going to be the crazy character on the lighter side, the Borden light string cheese. And also in purple, the double twist. Make some noise for all three of our characters that are going to be helping us out tonight from Borden Cheese. So what's going to happen is they're going to dribble all three all the way past the flags, past the Borden flags, have an opportunity to have a shot on goal. The person that scores first will win. Are you guys ready? FCKC fans, are you ready? Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Go. There you go. Nobody off to a quick start, that's for sure. Here we go. Come on, make some noise for all three of these cheesy characters for helping us out tonight. Again, they're going to try to dribble all the way past all three flags, have an attempt on goal for a chance to win. Purple is in the lead. Come on, make some noise for purple right here. The double twist is off for a quick. We could have an attempt on shot here by double twist. There it is. There's your winner, double twist from Borden Cheese. Quite the entertainment down here tonight. Ed, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Steve. The new Adams Mark Hotel and Conference Center is the official hotel of FC Kansas City. The Adams Mark Hotel and Conference Center also has the largest indoor water park in KC, Cocoa Key Water Resort. Stay and play where the visiting NWSL teams stay when they come to town, located right across from the Truman Sports Complex. For more information, visit CocoKeyKansasCity.com. Life is full of big milestones, from purchasing that new vehicle to buying your first home. Make the most of those big milestones with RG Federal Credit Union. With auto rates as low as 1.99% APR, discover the RG difference at rgfcu.com. Plus, your account with us makes you an owner, so you don't let the bank owners profit off of you. Let you profit off of you. RG Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender, federally insured by the NCUA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment at midfield, let's welcome out the Ruskin Dance Team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ruskin dance team. And let's send it back down to Mix 93.3. Steve Serrano, who is standing by with a really big check for a really great cause. Steve?
Alrighty, thank you, Ed. I'm here with the Roger Kemp, founder of the Allie Kemp Endowment Foundation, which is a non-profit organization that teaches women of all ages how to fight off when they attack. Or back in February, Valentine's Day, the Missouri Comets players also wore these pink jerseys that you see tonight for FC Kansas City. And throughout the game, they had an opportunity to auction off to make some great money all going back. And today we have a great check presentation. Make some noise for $5,000 right there. Our team captain, midfielder, Vahid, to present the check. Thank you again for all that you guys do. Roger, for all the incredible work, and for the foundation to keep women safe right here in Kansas City. Let's hear it one more time from our Missouri Comets. $5,000. And we've got a special pink jersey, too, that we'd like to hand right over to you, too. Congratulations. Thank you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, FC Kansas City and our partners at GSI Travel are proud to recognize local soccer teams from both sides of the state line. We like to honor teams who display team pride, sportsmanship, community involvement, and a passion for the game, along with their on-field successes. Tonight, FC Kansas City would like to recognize the following teams in attendance tonight from each side of the state line. From the Missouri side, we have the KC Blaze U8 girls. The KC Blaze team has worked very hard these past few months, taking third place in the fall, but they struggled throughout the winter, winning just one game throughout all the winter 1 and 2 sessions, placing them last in their age group. They came back this spring, refocused and ready to work, and are currently undefeated in their spring season. The players' commitment to teamwork is the main reason behind this team's amazing turnaround. Congratulations once again, and let's hear it for the KC Blaze U8 girls soccer team. From the Kansas side, we have the Overland Park Soccer Club Lightning U9 Academy girls, coached by Jeff Clevenger. The Lightning has 2 games remaining in the spring session and are in first place in Heartland U9 Division 1. The team has won 4 tournaments and finished as finalists twice since the group was formed in the fall of 2013. This year, the Lightning won the Midwest All-Girls Gold Division and recently won the Crossroads Classic U9 Gold Division by outscoring their opponents 17-4. Congratulations, OPSC Lightning. Let's hear it for them. Fans, if you know of a team that deserves recognition at an upcoming Blues game, check out fckansascity.com/Team of the Week and send in your nomination. Once more, let's hear it for both teams. FC Kansas City would like to welcome the following groups to tonight's match. Liberty High School varsity and junior varsity soccer teams. Lee Summit High School varsity and junior varsity soccer teams. Other groups in attendance tonight, KC Blaze, Brookside Soccer Club, U10 Girls White, Blue Moose Girls U9 and U10, Futura Soccer Club, and Premier Coaching. Tonight's ball kids are sponsored by Freestyle Graphics.
Oh, and then it didn't get switched back. Okay. I want to see if we can do another one here.
Here are the halftime statistics. We're 0-0 at the half. FC Kansas City has outshot Western New York 3-2, and also 2-1 with shots on goal in favor of FCKC. Each team has taken one corner kick, 5 fouls for the home squad, 6 for the visiting Flash, and each team has received 1 caution. Those are your halftime statistics.
Talk to them up there in the box?
Yeah. What's up?
He said that there are 2 cards given. There was a card given to number 5 for Kansas City and the 15th number.
Okay, so
Can you just communicate that to them?
yeah.
There was a caution given to number 5 and the 15th number.
Okay.
No changes. Danielle, no changes.
Yep.
And we are back underway in the second half here after a scoreless 45 minutes, which has been kind of the trend for FC Kansas City in this 3-game win streak with a 4-goal advantage to Kansas City. They haven't given up a goal since the loss at Washington to the Spirit that second week of the season. Tasman Spencer tries to get it through. Leanne Robinson leaves it for Fields. Jamia Fields lets it rip, and really nobody there except Caitlin Rowland, the rookie goalkeeper for FC Kansas City. And Chantel Jones playing for the first time this year after Sabrina D'Angelo. Sabrina coming out with a right shoulder injury. Molly had a chance to chat with the coaches at halftime for FCKC. Any thoughts going into the second 45 minutes? Leanne, one of the players that's able to attack from a back corner. There was a thought earlier and last year and part of this year that she could play that left back position and kind of stay in the conversation for the national team. Very good with both feet. Sarah Hagan getting her caution at the end of the first half to That's Brittany Taylor's. Boy, the game they played a week ago, 12-2 was the halftime shot differential. Western New York's advantage, but 3-2 FCKC here after 45 minutes. Ball played forward to Lynn Williams. FCKC quickly drops 3 on defense. As the stadium lights doing much of the work here as the daylight starts to disappear. Ball is punched through, not much on it.
That's a well-placed ball from Williams, and Mewis does a good job to put it back into the middle of the field with Williams running through to get on the end of a play that she started.
Of course, Mewis' sister Kristen was with FCKC 2 years ago, 2013. Sister is able to go at it earlier in the season.
Samantha actually has an interesting story. She's the younger sister, so it was kind of like, oh, you're one of the Mewis sisters.
Mhm.
And then she went to college and was a standout there and created a name for herself. And I think that's something she's continued to do even this early into her professional career.
Yeah, different bodies, different skill sets. Sam's a good 5'11". Christian 5'7", 5'8". Williams maintains possession after Timrack lost her feed. Shea Groom defending at the edge of the 18. Survives a shove, gets tangled up outside the edge. Now Whistle will come in and stop it. Caitlin Rowland from UCLA making her professional debut in this one. Now we've seen kind of a pattern in the last couple of games with the national team players gone, with Lisenby and Castor coming off of the bench with a lead for FC Kansas City to bring fresh legs and their abilities to chew up some clock and protect the ball late. But the Blues not in that position yet as we're scoreless here still early in the second. As Bogus will try to run the ball down and does. Buskowski behind. Receives, now goes Becca Moros. The quick touch to Bogus. And Jasmine Spencer got a piece of Buskowski, who limps away from the play. Buzz with the yellow. At Salem Stadium, last time they played. Getting the series done quickly with the home and away. Ava Bush again will handle the free kick. Plays it to the edge of the 18. Robinson tries to flick it forward.
Not sure where that ball was supposed to go. You could see Hugh Williams on the sideline telling the players at the back post to make that darting run across.
Yeah, where the ball ended up, there are really not a lot of bodies there to handle it. There's a shot
I'm not
handled
sure
by
if they
Jones.
were trying to isolate that spot for one player or if it was just mishit.
Aspen Spencer weaves back to the middle, backpedaling Buskowski. Lynn Williams redirects. Spencer, Becca Morris will kick it out of play.
Jasmine Spencer's been all over the place tonight.
Where'd she go to college?
University of Maryland.
Huh.
Okay, I'm biased.
Your second favorite, Terp.
Who's my first?
Well, I hope you're your first.
Graham Zuzi.
Well, you made the top three. Erica Tamarack with space. Bogus now back in a jersey with her name on it after having a switch out of one of the first half. Came out of the game briefly with a bloody nose. Mandy Laddish sends it across, tries to get it to Sarah Hagan, but Jones comes up and cuts off the space. And FCKC is denied good tempo that time. Mandy Laddish pushing it forward.
I think that was a good idea by Laddish to try to play in that early ball. Apples, if Hagan made her run a little bit closer to the near post, because that's going to be a tough one to get all the way across.
Flash play it back. Yeah, Hagen, a little bit like Laddish last year, and that she missed a significant part of the season playing in Germany. But at the beginning this year, with all the preseason work, FCKC with Buskowski to Timrak not connecting. Throw in Flash right in front of us. Kristen Edmonds. Graham Zusi doesn't count. And the ball will roll out of play. I'll leave it for Edmonds on the side. Caitlin Rowland in goal for FCKC. Clapping at the edge of the 6. Encouraging her team, now backing up. Getting her first taste of maybe a good experience for her this year. Get her 4 or 5 games and keep Barnhart fresh the second half of the season and of the postseason. Timrak plays it all the way across. Leanne Robinson runs it down. Chelsea Stewart there defending.
Again, that's a switch that FC Kansas City is looking for. And then the knowledge to know it's not on, go back and keep the ball.
Bogus in a tight space, can't get it to Timrak. Morris tries to keep it in play. High kick, Averbush. Bogus now. This space has Hagen, who's between defenders. And Shea Groom can't get there, but gave Jones some pressure at the edge of the 18. Shea Groom leaves her feet, goes down hard, and Groom has shown us a lot of speed in this game and over the first part of the season. A 3-2 start for FC Kansas City, coming off their championship in 2014. Tickets, merchandise up about 40% from a year ago. The weather may have scared some folks off from coming out here tonight, but it's been a nice night. And Williams tries to get through traffic, gets the ball on her left foot, just job by Rowland, and cleared by Becca Moros. Wow. Rowland passing the test, able to get a hand out there and flick it away.
It's a great stop by Roland. Going back to my bias, that's a great ball by Spencer to play it through. Roland came up big.
Belbit plays it back to Rowland. Gets it across midfield. Sarah Hagen. Back to Chantel Jones. Kristen Edmonds available on the right side. In between Jasmine Spencer. There's Edmonds, the give and go. Spencer, Laddish trailing in the corner and kicked out off Western New York, throw in FCKC. Sarah Hagen held from behind. 2 hands on her shoulders by Abby Dolkemper. One of the frustrating parts about being a target. Ball settled. And Hagen will turn it with not much help. 3 bodies around her, tries to play forward. Bogus is behind, and that ball will roll out and throw in FCKC. Liz Bogus there on the side. We've not had a lot of corner kick opportunities for either team here after the first 45 minutes. Now in the 57th minute and still scoreless. Up at a long cross. Shea Groom will try to run it down. Takes a big bump. No call. The ball will come the other way. Groom is tough. She tends to bounce up from hits like that.
She is tough. That one looked a little rough. I'd like to see that one again.
Buskowski. They played a week ago in Western New York. It was scoreless till the 73rd minute. And Liz Bogus finally delivered. Waving Edmonds forward is Becky Edwards. Fields loses her feet briefly, shouldered down by Averbush. Hagen and Groom, but the ball's played back to the keeper, Jones. Okay, can we officially say it's getting chippy now? Here's Buas. Becca Moros. Fields next to her, played back to Roland, who has one terrific save here in the second half to keep this thing scoreless. Sarah Hagen, pressure behind, goes down hard. Jasmine Spencer, and we will get another yellow card. So the idea is if you show the yellow, it's going to make players back off, but doesn't always work.
Doesn't always work.
Caution has been issued to Western New York's number 15, Jasmine Spencer, in the 59th minute.
Well, Taylor got one in the first half. Hagen at the end of the half as well. Averbush again on a free kick. Sends it in on a long hop right in front of Andy Laddish. Chantel Jones comes up to take that ball on a hop that skipped a bit.
That's a great ball by Averbush.
Yeah, her accuracy is impressive.
She's been in and out of the national team system for quite a while, so it's not really surprising. But every time she plays a ball like that, it's kind of a wow moment.
Edmonds to throw in. Headed out Moros. Yeah, she has kind of an interesting mix of power and the technical side of her game. Settled Buskowski. Taken away Williams. Looks for help. Pink shirts everywhere. Laddish stalking. That's Buas. Goes back to Edmonds. Bogus defending. Ball sent right in the middle. Roland goes up to get it. Jasmine Spencer tried to give an option right in front. Well, we're into the 61st minute now. It's still scoreless. FCKC has not played a draw yet. 2 losses to start, followed by 3 victories and 9 points. Chicago is 1 point better. Power rankings at the league website has FC Kansas City in 4th position now, all over top. Sarah Hagen will try to run it down. Dolcamper shoves her down with a left hand, and they play on. Hagen slow to get up. Maybe Dolcamper. Good use of her left arm. Averbush off the head forward. Buskowski. Back to lapel pit. Hagen has 1 yellow already. Danger is second, and she would have to sit and then sit. All escorted out by Kristen Edmonds. Preki was one of the best at using the body, the arm in close to the body. You can shove in close, but it's the extended arm you're going to get called. That wasn't called. That was nothing. Was that clean, partner?
I always err on the side of letting the play go. But I'm not sure.
But that's not a flop. She got a pretty good shot.
Oh, yeah. She definitely got a shove.
Yeah. Okay. Good step around that time. Becca Moros tries to send it through. Timrak not there. Edmonds instead. Had a good early opportunity when they played a week ago. Hitting it off the crossbar. Sam Ewis passing it around Shagrum. There's a shove back on Leanne Robinson's part. Nothing called. Even both ways. And that ball skipped a bit on Jamia Fields. And it'll be FC Kansas City's throw in the other direction. 63rd minute. Ava Bush. Moros double team in the corner, taking away FCKC. And the Blues will throw it in from that spot up the field. Moros asked for the ball. Get a good look there at the scoreboard, which doesn't show a lot. Shots even at 3 apiece. That's it. After 19 shots by the Flash a week ago, 8 on goal. Barnhart with 3 shutouts in a row. That's a league high. Barney getting a week off. Ewis looking at options, stays in the middle, circles back around Laddish. Back middle.
Samantha Muse is so unique. You talked about how tall she was, and she's good in the air, but she's also so talented with the ball at her feet.
Fields tries to flip it forward. Bogus sends it beyond Sarah Hagan. We may have some nighttime moisture now in addition to the rain. The ball is skipping a bit now. I think players, for the most part, prefer the natural grass, don't they, to the turf?
Oh, yeah. No comparison.
Oh, looks better. This is the 3rd home field in 3 years. A lot going on around this area. Sporting Kansas City trains right next door. Youth fields here. Brookside Soccer Club plays here. This is a soccer beehive all week long. Back in the middle. That's Timrak with space. Gets it left side. And a dangerous ball. Good job by the keeper, Chantel Jones, to deny Liz Bogus on a run on the left side. It would have been a good opportunity for the lefty to pull the trigger from there, but Jones kept that from happening.
And that play started with Robinson getting forward, just like FC Kansas City had talked about doing for the second half.
Pink shirts everywhere defending. And the ball is sent out. Groom will try to control on the boundary. Doesn't have a lot of help. Has Timrak in the middle in front of her. Now Shea gives off to Liz Bogus. Groom, one of the many local products from the Kansas City area. Jen Buskowski making a run on the left side. The ball will go harmlessly into the arms of the keeper, Jones.
Hagan putting the perfect weight on that pass to Timrak.
Ewis to Fields. 67th minute. Scoring has been an issue for Western New York. Lots of chances a week ago, but not able to cash any. FCKC winning the last three by a combined 4-0. Pressure from behind, upheld it. Ball sent over the top. We expect to see Hamilton in short order for Western New York. She was one of the subs that came in a week ago. And France Silva warming up on the FC Kansas City bench. She did not start this one. Andy Laddish was in that spot after assisting on the Bogus goal a week ago. Liz and B. Castor have been players off of the bench the last couple of games. And a takedown there and a whistle. And another card. 3-1 at home if you're scoring, right? Flash with 3.
A caution has been issued to Western New York's number 14, Becky Edwards, in the 69th minute.
Chelsea Stewart will come out. Hamilton will take her spot. Kristen played at University of Denver, so Flash first to get fresh legs in the 69th minute. Hamilton, another one of the many young players on this team, just 23. Nakamura's clapping encouragement. Let the ball fly in front. And Jones handled. Andy Laddish was far post on that, making a run. I guess part of the goal there is just to make it confusing, isn't it, for the goalkeeper? And all the bodies going all the different directions.
Yeah, I think you want to see somebody run right across the keeper's face on a ball like that.
Sarah Hagan is there, able to direct it over to Bogus. Now Hagan doubled back around to the left. Timrak switches feet as Hagan. The defense closes. Hagan tries to get that ball lined up on her right foot. Bogus in traffic. There's Laddish, who sends it through and handled well on a skip and a hop. Scooped up by Jones.
I think Laddish might have been undecided between playing it through on that one and taking the shot. She's got a really decent shot, so I think she could hit it from there. I think she kind of couldn't make up her mind on that one.
Tolkemper over to Edmonds. And back to the keeper. 71st minute. Well, it's been a nice night for soccer here in Kansas City. FCKC will get a 9-day break until they play again against first place Chicago. A position the Blues can take at least temporarily till the Red Stars play on Friday. But in terms of having any kind of a big advantage on being in first place this early in the season, Vlatko Antonovsky said we're not worried about first place at this point. It's game at a time. We don't worry about that. But there's worse places to be in a 9-team league. Ball sent forward. Look at all the bodies scrambling, and FCKC not able to do much with that.
There it is again with Robinson getting forward. Obviously the first touch just a little too far ahead of her.
Flash play it out of the back. Kristen Edmonds. Turning is Jamia Fields. Jasmine Spencer. And not handled by Hamilton. Erica Timrack the other way, but she will lose it out. And flash throw in right in front of the FC Kansas City bench. Trying to settle Lynn Williams, who gives a shove to Amy LaPelbit. Becca Morris, Ava Bush, now wide to Robinson. Too far out in front. Puskowski to get there, but FC Casey will keep it right in front of the far bleachers. LaPelbit with Moros to her left, plays middle. Hagan back to the Flash. Goalkeeper. Ewis in the middle. Mandy Laddish pressuring from behind. Still haven't seen an FC Casey player head for the check-in area yet. They have not used a substitution. Flash had to use one on a goalkeeper in the first half. Ewis plays it wide left. Now back, Brittany Taylor. Spencer. And Abby Dolkemper. Lynn Williams. The Flash doing a pretty good job spreading out the field here. They've been able to go wide side to side. Sent in the middle, settled. Averbush defending. Jasmine Spencer, Buskowski in the middle. Timrack not able to control. Now back to her as Sarah Hagan on the left. Got too many bodies to get it to her. Now taken by the Flash. Timrack is down at the middle of the field. She may have taken that one in the shin. On the ground, just outside of the center circle. Flash wait temporarily. Edmonds backing up Liz Bogus. Buskowski pressure, kicked out. 75th minute now, still scoreless. We've passed where we were a week ago when Bogus gave FC Casey the lead.
Liz Bogus is such a good locker room player as well. Even when she wasn't starting some of the games earlier this season, she's always that person at training that you just want to have on your team, because she goes, all right, let's go. Let's show the coaches why we should be in the game. And since she's been in, she's scored goals in the last 2 matches for FC Kansas City.
Well, somebody has a chance to be a hero in this one. Let's go down to the sideline. Jillian Carroll.
Sideline, the half started off rather slowly. However, Western New York coaches were quite unhappy with some calls from the referee. Both goalkeepers have been busy. Have been very impressed by Caitlin Rowland. She's very assertive. She's commanding the box, while Chantel Jones has been quite busy, however, not very challenged thus half. So hopefully FCKC will continue to hit those through balls, looking to get Leanne Robinson out of the back to create some offense for us and challenge Chantel Jones in that box a little bit further. Dave and Molly, back to you.
Jillian, thank you.
Good.
Bogus plays it over top as Shagroom tries to run it down to the corner. Had Hagan in the middle. Robinson typically handles the majority of the throw-ins if she's even close to being in that spot. Of course, on the men's side here in town, Matt Beasler has an Amazing throw in for Sporting KC. You really get a sense sometimes on how wide a field is by how far he can get it right in front of the goal. I saw Beasler do the hot dog race at the Royals game a couple of weeks ago. Susie and Beasler. It seemed like such a bad idea for guys that valuable, and of course they're doing what they do. Fake fights, falling down.
The hometown hero of Mustard won that one.
Beasler won. It was rigged. It's totally rigged. He fell at the beginning.
Yeah, my money was on Dwyer.
Yeah. Of course, Dom's bride is not here. Sydney LaRue away with the national team. She was able to score in the one Western New York win this year. Flash in rebuild mode after finishing near the bottom of the table. There's Shea Groom on the right side. Ball is flipped up in the air. Bogus tried to settle. Pressure now brings it back outside of the 18. Becca Moros. It's pretty clean to the box. Not a lot of options. Sarah Hagan was on the far side, but not in position. Now Jasmine. Spencer plays it forward. Lynn Williams did a great job that time. Amy Lapel, but leaving her feet to kick that ball through and allow her teammates to come down and set up in the 79th minute.
It's another great ball by Spencer. Perfectly weighted. Really impressed seeing her drop back a little bit in a different position than usual. I think she's adjusting really well to that holding midfield role.
As Bogus has a ball kicked out, FC Casey will try to get on a throw in. Fran Silva in position to check in. You would assume that that would be Mandy Laddish's spot. We'll see. Hagan plays it back to Laddish. Silva is ready at next opportunity. Ball loose. Shea Groom blasting outside of the 18 and just wide.
What a ball by Laddish.
Groom able to wind up and pull the trigger from there. Liz Bogus will be the first out, and considering the contact, it probably makes sense. So Laddish, who just had a very nice ball setting up Shea Groom, stays on as Silva enters in the 80th minute. Bogus is done. Boy, she worked and earned her money. Now they got to check all of her teeth. And ball put in play, headed forward, but not out of trouble. Ricocheted right in front. And Jones was there for Western New York. Wow, that ball right in front. So dangerous. But FCKC can't cash it. Poised that time by goalkeeper. Hadn't played that at all. Hadn't played this year until tonight. Suppose the number 2 goalkeeper's got to be like the number 2 quarterback. You assume at any second you can come in.
Yeah, Jones is even though she might not have played that much this year, she's been in with the U.S. youth national teams all up through her youth career.
It's the 7th time that FCKC and Western New York have played. 2-2-2 in the series, so you would expect another close one. Hagan played it forward. Shea Groom not able to get there. And Jones swinging her arms. And a player went down for FC Kansas City. And now they're going to have to try to separate the players. As
Sarah Hagan, the good
Hagan
ball through. Shea unable to get on the end of it. But it looks like between Jones and Taylor, they're both pushing Groom pretty hard.
Well, Shea Groom is down, and she is not getting up at this point, and I don't know if it was Jones just flailing her arms or if there was more to it than that. You saw Laddish, one of the players, and Becca Moros and Hagen all rushing into the aid of their teammate.
Here it is again.
First, Groom was lucky to not take a foot to the face.
I think Jones couldn't really see that there was really no malicious intent from Groom. So I think she was pretty upset there, and Taylor jumped on that bandwagon as well.
Just aggressive soccer going forward for Shea.
That's surprising. It's just a yellow card.
So they will not play with a man advantage here. Well, that is the 4th yellow for Western New York, and something that was, no question, building up. After the way they played but didn't finish the game a week ago. Now in the 84th minute, expect 3, 4, maybe more minutes to be tacked on to the end. We could have 10 minutes of soccer left here. Where anything goes. Tries to wave Goalkeeper forward. Now lets it fly. Buskowski not able to go up and get it. Leanne Robinson throw it in for FCKC. Still scoreless, 84th minute. 5 yellow cards, 4 by Western New York. Clearly frustrated what's happened to the series. Shea Groom comes back onto the field, or even now body count. Battle the corner. Grant Silva tries to slide it through and does. Tim Rack up top.
Francis Silva is a great player to bring on at this time in the game. She's another player that's really good at slipping players into the final third. She can also hit that long switch up the field.
Back to Goalkeeper. Western New York coaches pushing their team forward. Edmonds tries to get to the goal line. Ball loose out in front. Left-footed shot stopped by the keeper, Rowland. Caitlin Rowland, her second beautiful save here to keep this scoreless in the second half.
Talked about keeping the ball on the ground versus putting it in the air, and Edmonds does a really good job of keeping calm and playing it low on the ground, so it's easier for Mewis to get a shot off.
To Western New York's number 9, Lynn Williams, in the 86th minute.
Well, the second save of this half to keep it level. Caroline Castor appears to be ready to check in for FCKC. Scoring sensation at the University of Kansas. Didn't play last year. Didn't realize how much she would miss the game. Working on her master's degree at KU. That's Fields. And Buskowski pointing the other way, saying it's FCKC's throw in, and it is. Quickly Silva, as Hagen took a shot in the back. Goalkeeper was there along with Becky Edwards. And another free kick opportunity. Castor will come in for FCKC. Third straight game she's been able to come in off of the bench late. And Shea Groom will call it a night.
Great performance by Groom. She was great tonight.
Courageous night for her 87 minutes.
It's good to see a rookie come in and just be so competitive and not back out of any tackle.
Yeah, no intimidation at all. Averbush to handle the kick. Hagen breaks inside of the 18, headed out by the Flash. Buskowski runs it down. Williams was there. Ball still available in the corner. Had to punch it through, kicked out by the Flash, cleared on defense. And Western New York comes out of there with it. Scoreless in the 88th minute. Foul on FCKC. Jones will let it fly and looks for Mewis. It's a teammate who gets a piece instead. Yelling for a handball, and there may have been one. Flash keep possession here. Goalkeeper stays back. In the event of a ball ricocheting and having some kind of a quick counter. Sarah Hagen nearly even with the ball. Played right to Caitlin Rowland. Averbush back in close for FCKC to defend. Had a big takedown by Fields as Buskowski went down. Quickly plays it in. 89th minute, still scoreless. Fran Silva in traffic. Mewis behind her. She had Caroline Castor. Moros goes up to get it. Settled by Edwards. Sent forward. Jasmine Spencer won't get there. Rolling with pressure, has to quickly release. Moros in the corner now. 90th minute. Buskowski. Silva stays onside. They'll add just 2 minutes additional time here. 2 minutes. Now the Flash taking their sweet time. Goalkeeper will handle it. Now lets it go. Jasmine Spencer. Laddish comes out of there with it. Tries to get it. Sarah Hagen, who is on. Hagen. Double team. Cuts back to the middle. Jones will wrap it up. She didn't have any numbers there. Nobody to help her 1-on-2. Just 2 minutes of time, 2 extra minutes added on here to the end of regulation. Jasmine Spencer, but kicked out by Becca Moros. Western New York will use another substitution.
Substitution on the field for Western New York.
And we do not have a number 8.
Ashley Nick entering the game, replacing number 15, Jasmine Spencer.
Spencer out for the Flash. Then Williams. And Caitlin Rowland will try to get it downfield as quickly as possible. Sarah Hagan with her arm up near the center of the field. Erica Timrak. Hagan, Castor, Silva. Now going back, triple teamed. And it's Field playing it back to Edwards. And 3 whistles means that we're done. 0-0 is our score. So for the first time FC Casey plays a draw, gets a point, and for the moment tied with Chicago for first place in the NWSL. 4 yellow cards for the Flash after what had to be a frustrating match at home the last time with 19 shots, 8 on goal, but not able to score. FC Casey with a couple of opportunities, but beautiful saves by Caitlin Rowland in the second half to really earn her keep, getting a spot start for Nicole Barnhart, who took the night off. And Rowland, maybe the most impressive player that we saw for FCKC in that critical time she made those plays.
I know it's not the 3 points that they wanted out of tonight's game, but you talk about Rowland's performance. That's the 4th straight shutout for FC Kansas City, and it's actually a club record. So getting the shutout and playing well on defense is a big thing to come away with from tonight's match.
And you know what the coaches say, if you don't give up a goal, you can't lose. So they get 1 point out of this, and it's going to be a bit of a stretch that will be welcomed by the team after a very physical match that they probably saw coming, with Western showing a little bit of a different lineup and Chelsea Stewart getting a start. Joya did not play, although the Cameroon star was here tonight. And Ashley Nick, who was part of a trade and had very little time to really get acquainted with her team, the style, did not play in this one. Jillian Carroll is down to the field with Shea Groom, who had a very physical night. Jillian, down to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with MVP of the match, Shea Groom. Congratulations on a wonderful effort. What was something that we took away that was a positive today?
You know, I think we played hard, and we just wanted to match their physicality during the game, and I think we did that. You know, I don't think they got the better of the 50-50s, so I think we came out, gave them a tough match, had some good chances. Any of that go?
Huh?
Thank you, Jillian. All right, final thoughts, partner. And I know the coaches were not real happy about the way things went at New York, not happy with the play, but able to get 3 points. To get 1 point out of this one tonight, do you think they're going to be satisfied with the effort, the way they play harder, a much different effort keeping Western from always moving the ball forward?
I think, like you said, they did do a good job keeping the possession, and that was the game plan going forward. And they started to get some opportunities at the end of the game, so they lived up to what they talked about at halftime. But I think they definitely wanted to find the back of the net and get the 3 points out of this game. But, yeah, I think they'll definitely be happy with getting a point.
Now they get a point now, 3-2-1 of the season, 10 points after 6 games played, currently tied with Chicago. Red Stars able to get to 10 after playing just 4. For Molly Dreska, Jillian Carroll, and all of us here on our broadcast crew, we appreciate you watching. We hope you enjoyed NWSL Soccer, FC Kansas City and Western New York playing to a scoreless draw. I'm Dave Stewart. We'll see you next time from the Swope Soccer Village.